some things are not what they seem. Like, good people can turn out to be bad or vice versa. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm your host Emily and today we're counting down our list of the top 10 angels from the Bible that are pure evil. Coming in at number 10 is Lucifer. Lucifer was one of the most beautiful and indescribable beings created by God, with his wisdom and beauty being described as perfect. However, despite being considered a perfect, beautiful, and glorious being by countless angels, Lucifer was extremely proud and rebelled against his father after refusing to bow down to Adam and Eve. Therefore, Lucifer is known as the first sinner, the devil, and the adversary. Now, Lucifer didn't create any angels, only God has that power, but Lucifer did trick some of them into rebelling against God and becoming his followers, claiming he was more powerful than God and would take God's place as ruler of the universe. They believed him, and since then Lucifer has used them to do his will. He's known for the deadly sin of pride, and he used his pride to persuade them. I will ascend to heaven, I will raise my throne above the stars of God, I will make myself the most high. Isaiah 14. Lucifer also sends the worst people up to earth to wreak havoc and terrorize everyone, as well as tries to tempt non-sinners to the dark side, so be safe. Number 9. The Watchers. The Watchers are angels that were dispatched to Earth to watch over the humans. They taught them arts and technologies such as weaponry, cosmetics, mirrors, sorcery, and other techniques that would otherwise be discovered gradually over time by humans. Now, watching over humans seems like an easy job to do, but like typical men, they began to lust for the human women and started to procreate with them. What a shock. I mean, their name is literally the Watchers. All they had to do was watch, but no. Now, the offsprings of these unions were called the Nephilim, which are savage giants who were 1,000 feet tall, who pillaged the earth and endangered humanity. They also forced humans into slavery to produce more food, so, you know, that's nice. Now, due to all of this, God eventually found out and allowed the Great Flood to rid the earth of the Nephilim, but first sent Uriel to warn Noah as to not eradicate the human race. The Watchers messed up so bad that God needed a redo. Great job, guys. Really. Number 8. Beelzebub. In Christianity, the name Beelzebub may appear as an alternate name for Satan, or else may refer to the name of a lesser devil, but strictly speaking, they are two separate entities. This apparently derives from the New Testament's preservation of an otherwise unknown Jewish tradition in which Beelzebub was thought of as the prince of demons. Now, in later Christian literature, Beelzebub is usually described as holding a high place in hell's hierarchy, and he is said to have originated in the order of the Cherubim. According to the 16th century occultist John Wires, Beelzebub is the chief lieutenant of Lucifer, who is the emperor of hell and presides over the Order of the Fly. Similarly, the 17th century exorcist Sebastian Michaels in the Admirable History placed Beelzebub among the 3 most prominent fallen angels, the other 2 being Lucifer and Leviathan. Now, the earliest case associating Beelzebub with witchcraft was the accusation of Jesus acting as a sorcerer and exorcist through his power. In the various later witchcraft scares, Beelzebub was frequently named as an object of supplication by confessed witches. Now, whether he actually helped these witches or not is another story, but he is a fallen angel that has turned evil. Number 7. Leviathan. Leviathan became a demon of darkness and chaos and leader of hell mentioned in the book of Enoch. Leviathan is one of Lucifer's arms and one of the faces of the devil in Christianity. He's also the representation of the sin envy. Leviathan is a tamer of beasts, a beast collector, and an excellent strategist. He has the power to summon hellish whales that are natural inhabitants of hell and use them in battle. He appears as a huge sea beast, a very powerful species of sea serpent dragon. Now, this form is so colossal that it's said to be capable of frightening the bravest of men and is capable of swallowing fishing boats and even ships. Now, its scales are several small teeth throughout its body, similar to a shark's body, and in his human form, Leviathan appears as a handsome young man in his late teens. Although his appearance is similar to human, he has fish gills on his neck and his ears are pointed. He also has small shark-like teeth that are hidden under a thin layer of skin in his mouth. Now, like the name suggests, he is a very jealous person, with Lucifer often being the target though. It should be noted that Leviathan's jealousy isn't limited only to him, so you should watch out. Number 6. Mammon. Mammon in the New Testament of the Bible is commonly thought to mean money, material wealth, or an entity that promises wealth and is associated with the greedy pursuit of gain. After the rebellion in heaven, Mammon was banished to hell, where he is one who finds underground precious metal that his demonic companions used to build their capital city, Pandemonium, by Lucifer's order. Mammon is a fallen angel described as being more interested in heaven's pavements than a leader. He tells the other fallen angels to be content in hell and to be happy with what they have got, and to create a home for themselves in hell. He's won the 7 princes of hell, each representing the 7 deadly sins, and Mammon represents greed and is known as the treasure of hell, and was said to have had dealings with the Greek deity Zeus. It is thought that when you made a deal with the devil for wealth and fame, you were making it with Mammon. Number 5. Belphegor. Belphegor is a demon lord that presides over the sin of sloth and is one of the 7 princes that rules hell. He also assists people make discoveries. For example, he seduces people by suggesting to them ingenious inventions that will make them rich, and they wouldn't have to work hard for it. As one of the fallen angels, Belphegor was originally a member of the Order of Principalities, and after his fall, became a demonic counterpart of one of the 10 Sephiroth that oversee the Tree of Life. He is the biblical enemy of the 6 Sephiroth, the patron angel of beauty. It's said that if Belphegor were to become too influential in the world, then the beauty of all would become tainted, causing ruination. Number 4. Cherubim. Cherubim are often depicted as cute little babies with wings, but that is most definitely not the case. Cherubim are featured in the book of Ezekiel, and they are described as having the likeliness of a man and having 4 faces. That of a man, a lion on the right side, an ox on the left side, and an eagle. Now the 4 faces represent the 4 domains of God's rule. The man represents humanity, the lion wild animals, the ox domestic animals, and the eagle birds. Now these faces peer out from the center of an array of the 4 wings, and these wings are joined to each other, 2 of which are stretched upward and the other 2 cover their bodies. Now under their wings are human hands, their legs are described as straight, and their feet like those of a calf, shining like polished brass. Between the creatures, glowing coals that move between them could be seen. Their fire went up and down, and lightning burst forth from it. They also move like flashes of lightning, and to me this is just terrifying, and I would run far away from this. Number 3. Trumpeting angels. The trumpeting angels are 7 angels, each with a trumpet, and when they are sounded one at a time, it cues apocalyptic events. Now, are they good or bad? Well, that really depends on how you see it. Upon the sound of the first trumpet, hail and fire mingled with blood is thrown to earth, burning up 1/3 of the trees on the planet and all green grass. With the sounding of the second trumpet, something described as a great mountain burning with fire plunges into the sea and turns 1/3 of all the oceans into blood. Soon after, 1/3 of all sea life and 1/3 of all ships will be destroyed. With the sounding of the 3rd trumpet, a great star called Wormwood falls to the earth, poisoning 1/3 of the planet's freshwater sources, such as rivers and springs. And it's said many will die from the bitterness of its taste. Now following the sound of the 4th trumpet, 1/3 of light that shines from the sun, moon, and stars becomes dark from the celestial bodies being struck. The 5th trumpet prompts a personified star to fall from heaven, and the star is given a key to the bottomless pit. After opening it, the smoke that rises out of the pit darkens the air and blocks the sunlight. Then from out of the smoke, the locusts, scorpion-tailed war horses that have a man's face with lion's teeth, are unleashed. They are commanded by their king, Abaddon, to torment anyone who does not have the seal of God on their forehead by using their scorpion-like tails. When the 6th trumpet sounds, 4 angels are released from their binds in the great river Euphrates, and they command a force of 200 million mounted troops whose horses exude plagues of fire, smoke, and brimstone from their mouths. The horses have a lion's head and tails as well, and are serpent-like with a head. Now the plagues exuding from the horses will end the lives of 1/3 of all mankind, and when the 7th trumpet sounds, loud voices in heaven will say, "The kingdom of the world has become the kingdom of our Lord and his Messiah, and he will reign forever and ever." So yeah, I don't really even know what to say, it just sounds terrifying. Number 2. Ophanim. Ophanim are a class of celestial beings who are very wise, known as an angel of knowledge. These angels never sleep as they guard the throne of God. In Christian angelology, they are the ones of the choirs, classes of angels, and are also called thrones. Now, what do they look like? Well, none other than 4 eye-covered wheels, each composed of of 2 nested wheels. Flaming wheels in the sky, constantly spinning with hundreds of eyes covering it. It's a no from me, because that just sounds horrifying. Now, they're always watching and they're making sure that everything lines up with God's will. And what happens if they see something not so holy? You get punished. Now, what is the punishment? I don't know, and I don't think I want to find out. And coming in at number 1 is Abaddon. Abaddon is described as Destroyer, the angel of the abyss. In the book of Revelation of the New Testament, Abaddon is described as the king of the army of locusts. You know, the scorpion-tailed war horses that have a man's face with lion teeth that torments for 5 months anyone who does not have the seal of God on their foreheads. You know, those ones I just mentioned before. Yeah, well, he's their king. So if you thought they were bad, watch out. It's said during Judgment Day that he will gather the souls of the damned and carry them down to the place of God's final judgment, so that's great. Well, that's all for our list of the top 10 angels from the Bible that are pure evil. Did I miss anyone on our list? Let us know in the comments down below, and hey, why not like and subscribe while you're down there. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time. Peace.